Welcome, Cancer and Cancer Cross Watchers, to your love reading for January 2024. So we have overall energy with the big deck, and then we have um, some advice and what to expect. And from this deck, we're going to look at what each of you is thinking and feeling about each other and actions or intentions towards each other. So I think we'll start with you here, Cancer. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And of course, thank you for stopping by my channel. So we have the Four of Cups here. Then we have the Daughter or Page of Pentacles, Hierophant again. Okay. And the Two of Swords. Actions or intentions. Three of Wands. Cancer's person. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So we have the Father, or that would be the King of Wands reversed. I'm going to be honest, that's not a great sign. The King of Wands reversed is someone that takes advantage of other people, is an opportunist, but they're not capitalizing on opportunities to, help themselves and the people around them. They're doing it in a very selfish way. Oh no. Okay. What are this person's actions or intentions towards Cancer this month? Actions. Okay. What is that? The Seven of Cups, Six of Wands. Okay. So I kind of feel like this is somebody, you make them feel really good about themselves. It feels like the type of person that you would walk away from a conversation and they'd be like, oh my God, I feel great. And you would feel like you had just been in a lecture hall because they did all the talking. It just feels like it feels like either it's has been all this time or it's starting to become a connection where it's very draining for you. It's like, yeah, it's great. Of course, you're happy to help the people that you care about and the people that you're around and be a sounding board for them. But, at what point do you, you're also important? You know what I'm saying? When do you get to be, not even the star of the show? It just feels like it's becoming very one-sided. It feels like it's very burdensome. It feels like it's, you may feel like a lot of people kind of come to you with their problems. And of course, you don't mind helping people, but, it feels like it's difficult to find someone that you can converse with that feels like they're on your level. And let me be real clear. It doesn't feel like you're putting yourself above other people or whatever. It feels more that it's like, because you're able to empathize with and see solutions to people's issues or problems or whatever, and a lot of people can't, it feels to you somehow or sometimes that people just aren't thinking for themselves. You know what I mean? You don't mind helping, but you don't want people leaning on you for things that they should be able to do themselves. And it seems to be that it's like you make people feel so good about themselves that it's like they're coming to you with this trivial nonsense that they could solve themselves, but they want your attention, they want your affection, your empathy, your care and concern. So they're bringing and putting this nonsense on your, bringing it to your feet and saying here, help me with this. When in actuality, they don't even need the help. They just want, they want someone to care. And you certainly seem to have that type of energy about you. It just feels like it's very draining. It feels like there's isn't someone that you feel that there's an equal reciprocation with. So, this person specifically, this is not a great card. I'm not going to lie. I feel like this person didn't really come into this situation with good intentions. I feel like it was more like a selfish sort of, they wanted something, they saw that you had it, and they're coming in to get it. You know what I mean? It's not about, um, they just really, they really like you as a person. They really enjoy your company and they want to get to know you better and they want to spend more time with you. It's not about that. It's that they feel that you had something that they needed and they were coming in to get it. And here's the thing, whatever it was that they needed, like, it's almost like you gave it to them way better than they could have imagined. And I feel like the way that you make people feel about themselves after interacting with you, it's almost like it's a drug for some people, especially if they've never had that kind of care and concern that you are able to express. It's even stronger for them. And I feel like for people that are, people might be leaning on you to parent them almost. You know what I mean? And I feel like if that is the case, which is understandable why it would be so draining, I feel like when people come to you, if you're not always that person because they expect you to be that, they get like, crappy and resentful towards you. Almost like they act like they're entitled to that part of you. And I feel like with this person, they seem to feel like they found kind of a gold mine with you. Oh, damn it. I feel like this is the type of person that would come in and say all of the right things. It feels like they would come in and be like, oh, you're the best person ever. There's nobody else but you, so on and so forth. And maybe that is the case. It doesn't feel like they're involved with other people necessarily, but like because they're here because of what you're giving to them rather than they want to be with you, it feels like if such a time comes that they don't need that from you anymore, I feel like, they might have a bit of a wandering eye. Not that they would step outside the relationship, okay? It just feels like they would just start to pull away and you would see less and less and less of them because they need whatever they were getting from you less and less and less. It feels like a lot of people are just like suck your energy. Yeah, I'm almost hearing like, when people suck the marrow out of the bones, it's the same type of thing. Like people are just, people just seem to kind of glom on to you like that. And I feel like it's actually, to a certain extent, is making you feel like you kind of want to shut down emotionally, almost like dulled a little bit. Because like, okay, it's great. It's great that people feel that they can lean on you, but like, where's the person that you can lean on? You know what I mean? Where's that kind of reciprocal energy? I'm going to ask you a question, Cancer, instead of telling you something. Is there anyone around you that you would feel comfortable leaning on in the first place? I feel like that's a no. And I feel like the reason that's a no is because you might not want to hear this. You're a little bit jaded because you've been in this energy for a while. It does feel a little bit like you might be getting a little bit sharper with people. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to go out and say something mean or nasty or anything. It just feels like you're going to be pulling your energy away from people and kind of storing it for yourself. I almost went to say being a bit selfish, but it isn't being selfish if you're just making sure that you have what you need, right? It's not selfish, it's self-preservation, because there's only so much of yourself that you can give away before you feel empty all the time. And I feel like even if there were certain opportunities that may have become available to you, I feel like you were so drained that you didn't even want to take that. It was just like, oh, I'm not answering that door, I'm not answering that phone call, I'm not dealing with it, because it's almost like you needed to be incubated. That might be a strange word to use. Let me put it to you this way. There are times when it's like things have been so busy and so on and so forth, that like I'm gonna just burrito myself in a blanket and I'm just gonna, vegetate on the couch for a little bit. And now that may not be how you take that time away from people, but it's that type of an energy where just kind of wanting, in the same way that you give that care and concern to other people, you're not going to be giving that out to everybody. You're going to be giving that to yourself to kind of fill your stores back up again, if that makes sense. And I feel like people are going to be noticing that. And there's something about the way that you do it that actually makes this person develop a lot of respect for you. It feels like they still are going to try to use you for what they need, but they seem to really respect the way that you're doing it. It's almost like they wouldn't have been surprised if you just read everyone the riot act and told everybody to hit the road or kick rocks or whatever. But because you're doing it in the way that you're doing it, it's like they're actually kind of impressed. And I feel like there's this little voice in them that's saying that they need to sit up and take more notice of this. But from what I'm seeing, I feel like they're going to be really flippant with it. It's almost like the energy may not be the actual situation, but it feels like this person, because you are the way that you are, like so caring with other people, this person thinks that you're the type of person that will never leave, that will never be like, okay, I'm done. They seem to feel like they've, got it in the bag with you, so to speak, right? That they don't really have to put much effort in. And it's almost like the energy of somebody that knows that they should be treating you better, but they kind of figure like, okay, well, I'll treat cancer better in a little bit. Wow, that's some BS right there. Okay. I don't really even know what to say to that. So yeah. And I kind of feel like, here's the thing. They know that they should be treating you better, and they're kind of like, okay, well, I'll start doing that later. But later's not going to come, and they know it. Like, maybe not entirely consciously, but they seem to think that they're just going to be able to continue to take advantage of you indefinitely. And I don't know if you can see what the Hierophant's doing here, but like, excuse me, we're not going to do that here. And I feel like people, even though you're doing it in a very like kind and understanding and patient way, like people are going to act like you're the worst person in the world. Like you're just terrible, you're so uncaring, how could you do this, blah 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 blah, when like excuse me. It's like all of the things that you've done for them before and all of the empathy and understanding you've extended these people's way, it's like all of a sudden they want to paint you out to be the bad guy because you're not doing what they want anymore. Right? Instead of understanding that you also are a human and you also need care and concern. And if I may be so bold as to say, like, I'm kind of proud of you because you don't really care. You're just, it feels like the energy coming off of you is like, well, if you think that, then do that, but get out of my way. Right? There isn't any kind of longing for this person to think, feel, or have some sort of perspective of you, because people have taken all they're going to get, quite frankly. Sorry, catching a bit of an attitude here. I think we're just going to pull a card on this Two of Wands here with this person. Then we'll flip over the advice, and can we get Two of Wands? We have the Page of Swords with Judgment at the bottom of the deck. I feel like someone's going to make, oddly enough, someone is going to make a prediction to this person. Someone's going to, it doesn't feel like it's a huge, long, drawn out conversation with whoever that is, but it feels like this person's going to come in and be like, if you don't get it together, like, you're going to lose, Cancer. Somebody says something, it feels like it's offhand. They may not even like sit them down and have that conversation. It just feels like they say something and this person hears it. Like, they hear the words, but the message, they just kind of think that it does make them look at things a little bit differently, but it doesn't look like it makes them act any differently. It's just unfortunate. So, here. Oh dear, we have the so we have the King of Wands reversed again. And then what to expect, we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. So I feel like people are going to be dropping like flies. And I feel like there's a message here actually to do exactly what you're doing. It's almost like a supportive message to, it's like, it's time for you to be selfish. And now, let me explain that a little bit. It doesn't mean selfish with all of the negative connotation that comes with that. It means being selfish in, you're going to put yourself first. I actually feel, Cancer, that you may have a lot of built up resentment, which makes sense because all of these people have been taking from you, and not, it's like they do seem to kind of reciprocate in a way, but it's like, it seems like they're reciprocating and you're kind of like, oh, that was nice, they checked in with me. And then they somehow make it about themselves, or they somehow be like, oh, well, you know, this happened. And then they bring it back to the place where they need something from you. They need that support from you. So going back to that, like, it's time for you to be selfish. It's like, it's time for you to feel like you can be like, you know what, I can't talk right now. Or hang up the phone when somebody starts to drain your energy. And honestly, I feel like you're going to have no problem doing that. And I feel like it feels like you're going to be able to see very clearly the difference between people that need that from you, that need that loving energy, actually need it, and other people who, it's like they're just being greedy and they don't want to be responsible for their own emotional stability and their own emotional state. So they just keep dumping it all on your lap. And then what to expect. We have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So the Ten of Pentacles upright in this deck specifically, I'm not holding them up to the camera because they're a little bit graphic. But it talks about how, you know, that quintessential, you have to love yourself before you can love, not only before you can love anyone else, but before you really can allow other people to love you. And I feel like you've kind of been backed into a corner here to a certain extent. Not all the way, but it's almost like push came to shove. And it feels like you may know that something big is coming. You can feel that there's something big on the horizon. It's almost like you know that you're about to step from a world that's like, you know, black and white television. You know that you're about to step out of a world that's black and white and into, you know, Technicolor sort of thing. it does feel like there is a bit of waiting involved. It doesn't feel like it's the type of waiting that you're upset about or you're kind of like pining for something. It feels more like um, it's the type of waiting where you're given some emotional space, if that makes sense, right? Where it's like if all of these people were kind of clamoring to get a little bit of your energy, I feel like the time that you spend waiting between where you are and kind of going into this Technicolor energy, it almost feels like that's when a lot of the tension seems to unfurl. You know, if you've been really stressed out at work and you kind of are running through the day and running through the day and you're trying to get everything done, and then you get into bed and like you can actually feel your shoulders kind of go down a little bit and you can feel yourself relax. It feels like you are being given enough um, kind of silence, I guess you could say, around you, silent air, I want to say, around you to let you decompress so that when you go into this Technicolor energy, that you're not going into it with this um, not overprotective energy, but this energy where you feel like you have to block other people out. It's like once you this Technicolor energy that you're moving into or you're moving towards, it will feel like it's something entirely different, but it's like, but it's only going to feel that way if you've had a chance to shed all of this stuff, kind of that people keep dumping on you. So I think I'll leave it there, Cancer. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.